Welcome to post-match Wrexham versus Harrogate. Wrexham are officially in the FA Cup first round proper, Harry.
Yes, they certainly are, and it's quite a good feeling. It's been a while since we've been there.
Yeah, just a bit, a few years. That's 3 failed attempts, I think, at getting there, so we're now in.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we were looking at the stats before. I think it was 5 games, which was our longest ever run without winning a game in the FA Cup.
So what do we know about Weston-super-Mare?
I know roughly where it is.
Yeah, that's about. Well, Weston-super-Mare, obviously down by Bristol, the English side of the Bristol Channel, pretty much.
Yep.
League below us, but the southern version of it, and struggling with the foot table. But I think we've got to remember that they're the underdogs coming into this game, and they'll want to prove themselves at home. It's a difficult game. They'll raise their game to play what is essentially still a decent big name club.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A lot of teams in the league below, they kind of see Wrexham come in, they see it as a challenge basically, and a lot of times they do up their game a little bit, and they will be a tough team to beat, but it's a challenge that I think we're all looking forward to.
Absolutely. Well, it's no given that we can get through that tie, but if we do, sets up a nice potential second round, and then that's just one more game away, and potentially that we could get lucky and get that draw that you get the big side and go on, but it's great money and additional to bolster Sam's squad. Yeah,
that's it. Just a little bit. We've got a couple of grand from this evening's game. We've got quite a few people in the Mould Road stand, so it's a nice little money earner, the FA Cup.
Yeah, exactly. But on to tonight's game. Really, it was I thought until Akil Wright scores his first goal for club, and I've seen the replay back. Apparently, it's a bit of a back heel, or looks a bit of a back heel, and does from where I was stood, you couldn't really see what happened. It was just a melee.
Yeah, it was kind of. Yeah, from where we were sat up in the commentary box, it looked a little bit like a sort of bicycle kick, sort of. I mean, that's the BBC have said he bundled it over the line, which Geraint said is a little bit harsh.
Well, Sam Ricketts said in his post-match interview, which you can catch on YouTube, that he thought it was a good goal. So
so I'd be interested to watch it again. But yeah, quite an unlikely character. As you said, it's his first goal for the club. He doesn't really ever find himself in that position, but it was a well taken goal, and unfortunately found himself injured just a couple of minutes later.
Yeah, unfortunately there's a lot of blood as well. He went bravely in for a header, and no foul. Both players came to clash the head, and he just got we're told he's got 7 stitches just above his eye, and as he just walks into the room behind us with
plaster
with what looks like an eye patch, but even so, he celebrated hard for his first goal, and he just gets the thumbs up and a bit of a smile. So yeah, I think you could tell by the way the players reacted and the fans reacted to that goal as well, that he's a player that's endeared himself to the fans.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he was sort of on trial quite a bit, I think, before last season, and obviously got the job, as it were, and he's gone on and done really well. Basically, he's one of the more popular players in the team, and deserves it, and deserves to get a goal, sort of as a reward for that hard work he's done, basically.
Well, after the 0-0 away at Harrogate in the league, followed by a 0-0 in the first game of this FA Cup tie, it looked like it was going to go again, and I was thinking, when are we going to score against Harrogate? It's like, even their photographer joked to me at half time and said, are we ever going to see a goal in one of these matches? And then obviously again an Achilles heel from last season, and it's starting to score this year, is our midfield scoring.
Yeah.
Luke Young gets his second. Great hold up play by Mike Fondop, finds a pass, sets him a great ball across, and all he's got to do is finish. It's a good finish. He curls it away from the keeper, but it's nice to see Fondop sort of developing that hold-up play, and also another midfield scorer in Luke Young, again, his first goal at home.
Yeah, well, I saw Fondop get on the ball, and he's coming across the box, and I'm thinking, no, he's gone too far, he's waited too long, he's missed his chance, and then he just sort of lays it off to Luke Young, who just does what any great midfielder does, and just hits it as hard as he can at the goal, and it just thunders in, and it's a wonderfully taken goal, and they're one of sort of my favourite goals to see, where they just fire it into the back of the net. But yeah, it was both our midfielders scoring 2 very good goals, and it is nice to see. But you mentioned Fondop, he didn't score today, but he really did change the game. As you said, it was looking like it was going to be another sort of close 0-0, and then Fondop comes on, and he just, I don't know what it was, he just seemed to draw players to him and then find runs for other players, and he really changed the game for me.
Yeah, he did. He was impressive today. I think that's the thing with Mike, is he's a little bit raw at times, and sometimes maybe too eager.
Yeah.
And there's sort of makes, not mistakes, but sort of wants to do too much with the ball. But today he had the bit between his teeth. He wanted to show what he can do, and it was good to see. And if you can get that Mike Fondop bottled up and out on the pitch every time, I think he's a very good asset to the team.
Yeah, that's it. He was just, I think, with sort of Pike, Maguire, Drew, and Bevan, we kind of had three creative players, but we didn't have that solid outlet, and they all sort of, they were doing good stuff, but there was no real end product to it. Whereas you bring on Mike Fondop, and he's immediately, suddenly you've got someone to actually aim at, and just a centrepiece for the attack. And I think that really did shore up the attack a lot more than before he was on the pitch.
Another good performance today. Kevin Roberts stepping in at centre half. Sean Pearson were told just a slight niggle. If it had been a final, Sam describes it as, he would have played.
Yeah.
So just resting, but him and Luke Summerfield out today. Sean Pearson, Luke Summerfield out, big pieces of the jigsaw. But Kevin Roberts has played there in his younger days as a centre half, but more used to being a full-back. Showed him and Jake Lawler did well. Yeah,
they didn't put a foot wrong all game. I thought they played incredibly well. I'm a big fan of Kevin Roberts ever since that first game at Nantwich Town, last season, pre-season. He impressed me then, and he's just continued to impress me ever since. Basically, this team seems to be full of players that you're always going to get a good performance out of. Every single game you're going to get at least a 7 out of 10. And he's very much one of those, not particularly flashy, but just does a good job every time.
It's, speaking of the team, it's good. It's a squad, isn't it? It's today, a few players that you think are sort of penciled in on that starting lineup, every week or seem to be.
Yeah.
But people step up. And you don't think it weaken. You look at this lineup, you still think that's a strong lineup, and that's something we can't have said about Wrexham in the last couple of seasons.
That was it. I think it was before the Ebbsfleet game. I think we had a relatively changed lineup, and I think we looked at it and I was thinking, well, this is the first time we've had a really changed lineup, and I think that was kind of make or break. And as it happens, we had a fantastic game and blew Ebbsfleet away. So I think it goes to show that you don't feel nervous seeing, when you look at the subs bench and you're just now you look at the subs bench and you're like, well, that's a good choice and that's a good choice and that's good. Any one of those could start on any other day.
Yeah, there's options to change it, isn't there? Like you said, bringing Fondop on, it wasn't quite working with the three sort of tricky, intricate players.
Yeah.
So we changed it up. Well, Sam changed it up. So yeah, it's good. It's good to have that. Just having a quick look at the comments. Great game and 2 great goals. Agree. We said that. Good goals at the town. How are Harrogate flying in this league? I don't know. Awful side. They were good at home. I'm not going to say it's the 4G, but they were good. They were a good side and created some chances. But tonight they didn't create much, I don't think.
I think they were good, sort of for what they maybe expected to get out of the game in the first half, especially. I think it was a very close game, and I think it was one of those where it could have gone either way. And I think we just sort of pulled ourselves into the game in the second half. And to be honest, I think they just ran out of steam. I think they were pressing quite hard, and I think definitely the first goal, that spaces are starting to appear in their formation. And I just think they ran out of steam. Really. I don't think they're necessarily a bad side. Just a bit unlucky.
Another comment: Western Supermare sounds posh. I don't know. We'll find out next month.
They've got a seagull on their badge.
Okay.
That's all I know. I know their badge looks like Arsenal's badge, but with a seagull instead of a cannon.
Okay.
That's about as much as I know.
Massive game at Chesterfield. Let's get strong following down there in 3 points. Absolutely. I believe ticket sales are doing really well. Still available from the club shop, and I believe you can get them from Chesterfield on the day, although you have to have a ticket from there, and obviously we've sold out beforehand, so probably best advised, if you're going to travel, get a ticket first so you're already in.
Yeah.
And then Niddle is 99. You won't win trophy. We'll win the cup, so I don't know. We're not really worried about the trophy yet. It's the FA Cup, so thank you for your comment, but it's not really applicable to this one. But with that, and we'll look forward to Chesterfield on Saturday away. Hopefully, Martin Allen was in attendance today. He'll have seen a different Wrexham side, but That's no...
He'll be quaking in his boots.
quaking in his boots and writing nice memos saying thanks, Martin. But as it is, that's Harry and me for today, and into the first round proper for what's been a few years. So we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us.